Hey there, you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more September Full of Sims. We are here in front of the council hall. Giles is happy to be alive today. It's a beautiful morning, a nice September, well, I assume it's September. I don't know what month it is actually in the hood. Let's say it's September. A beautiful crisp morning. Actually, you can see over here that it's summertime, so I guess that would make it May, June, July, August. Anyway. There are a few things I wanted to show you in the lot before we get started with our day at the council hall that I was unable to show you last time because I basically forgot about it. So you have the council hall here. I think I have some new pictures up here I haven't shown you yet of the council members. This is Aline. She is the head of the mainland orphanage where Sims go and get wonderfully lit orphan children, little baby orphans, and take them home. And this is our new judge, Tasha Malin. And that's Giles, the head of the Elder Council and the owner of this lot. And what did I want to show you? Oh yes, on Giles' wall here, he has a playful side, and he had this in his inventory, so I decided to put it up on the wall, along with his pet bricks that he uses. I mean, the dude's gotta de-stress somehow. Can you blame him? I can't. And then over here, I wanted to show you these flowers. Not sure if I showed you this in the last episode. If I did, and I'm having an Alzheimer's moment. Did I show you this already? I think I did. Now. Yeah, I did. Because I remember telling you about the bookshelf and everything. So never mind. I already told you. The only change over here is the eavesdropping tool, which hopefully we'll get a chance to look at here, which is how Kathy does her reporting. Kathy isn't into work yet, so you will see her when she comes in. Added some signs here. One for bathroom. And one to denote the exit. These fantastic little signs are by Sim Gadons. Sim Gadons. Okay, and by the way, I'm pretty sure they're from the Avanti set. So type Avanti into Sims 2, and it'll be easier to find Sim Gadons, because Sim Gadons is hard to say, and as well as hard to spell. Nothing much in here has changed except for the Hungernator here, which I will show you as we are in play. This is the employee mood controller, and I will also show you that in play. I'm just mostly telling you these things so I can remember to show you when I have them in play. Everything else I think up here we've already seen. So let's get down to the day. Oh, wait, I lied. One more thing. Over here is a very important object for those of you who might think that the game clock in The Sims 2 moves too quickly, or if you want it to move faster. This is called Marola's time clock. Let me show it to you in the catalog. Okay. There it is. It is available on Mod The Sims, and it's called Marola, for Marola 64 is the name of the person who made it. Marola's time clock, and it basically allows you to slow down or speed up time in the game. Right now I have it set to 80% because I wanted it to move a little bit slower. Let me actually put it back on normal speed and then show you. You can go from 90% all the way down to 0%, which means time doesn't move. I go somewhere between 50% and 80%. 80% slows it down just a little bit. If you really want to spend time with your Sims during that day, you can slow it down even more, or you can speed it up. You can even speed it up to 300% faster. Wow, time will fly. I've never used that. I've never had any use for the speed to be any faster than the 3-speed, the normal 3-speed. But anyway, there you go. Morello's time clock. It came out in the early days of The Sims 2 modding, 2005 or 2006, no later than. And I just realized that this isn't against the wall. Boom. And so the day needs to start. The first thing that I do when I start up a day at a business lot is I call in all the employees. And rather than like going to the phone or in the typical way where you go over to this thing and you yell, I like to use my time clock here. This is by Sim Wardrobe. And I'm just going to call in all the employees right now. I like things that allow me to avoid having to make the sim go and do an animation for certain things that are like, I call these utility mods, like the Macrotastics and other mods that kind of just get the job done so I can move on with the story. So let's now scroll back here. I'm challenging myself to really try and learn to move the camera more slowly for you guys so I'm not whipping it around all the time, making you dizzy. I'm going to go off of speed here. And our employee should come in just a minute. But while I'm waiting for them to do so, I'm going to scroll in and have you see what happens when Giles uses this mailbox. Something I wanted to show you. I think I've shown you in a previous episode, but some of you coming in are going to want to see this again for the first time. This is a mailbox that is by PC Sims, which you can get on the Sims 2 Graveyard. I just checked and the Sims 2 Graveyard is still running, still up and going, and you can thank JM Pescado for that. He's the one who continues to put in the funds to keep many things going that are part of the Sims 2 community. Okay, you can send a letter to a sim. Let's do that. Let's get close so you can see that animation. And up here, your list of sims, playable sims, will come up, and also NPCs. For example, you with eagle eyes will see that there are two very same looking sims here. That's because this is the actual playable sim, Kathy, who is actually going to be coming into work in a minute. She is the newspaper editor here at the council hall. And this is the reporter, which is the NPC reporter that comes and gives you a review on your businesses. My Sims also play NPCs. In other words, I clone the playable sim onto the NPC so that it now looks like when the reporter comes to the lot that it's actually Kathy. So it's a little trick I've been using for years. So like the newspaper delivery boy or girl is actually a playable teen in my, or looks like a playable teen in my hood. Okay, let's send a letter to, oh, I know. Let's send a letter to William. And when you scroll over, it'll give you the name of the sim, but you ought to know your own sim's name. William Chedward Rimmer. And when you do that, it just goes straight to the sim's inventory. When you go to that sim's inventory, you'll see a letter from the sim that sent it. You can also, for example, get a letter from an attorney. The sim will turn around and read the letter. There's Kathy coming into work. And he'll be kind of bummed out, and that's all that happens on that. But you can also get a letter. And this one I particularly want to show you. When you go to the mailbox and check the mail and see if there's a letter for you, the sim will pick up the letter and it disappears. That's because it's gone into your inventory. Here it sits. It says letter to the sim. Take it out of your inventory, put it on the ground, or I believe you can put it on a desk. I could be wrong on that. And then have the sim pick it up. He'll read the letter, put the letter away, and then you'll get a generic little note over here. I think it says the same thing every time. But you could also, of course, make up whatever you want the letter to have said from one person to the other, just like when you're sending email. So, and it also gives the sim a platinum aspiration boost, just I suppose because they got a nice letter from a sim. Some of the objects from PC Sims are very a little bit on the cheaty side as far as automatically giving your sim aspiration points and skill points and stuff like that. So you have to be careful about that. If you use the get and read letter, it does not do that. It only allows you to get and read the letter, and then you have a nice note, and that's it. So just keep that in mind. If you use this one, it'll put it in your inventory, and then later on when you read it, you'll get an aspiration boost. If you want to, it's a quick way to get an aspiration boost by pretending, you know, a sim got a letter from another sim or whatever. Okay. Our sims have come in for work. I think I saw Kathy coming in. And somewhere I thought, where's Boyd? Boyd. Are you coming up the stairs? Nope. I don't know where Boyd is. Let's wait a minute and see if he shows up. And while I'm doing this, oh, poor Guile standing out in the rain. Let me set you up to... Nope. Be a salesperson. Okay, so, I don't... Oh, there's Boyd. Boyd, do you need an assignment? Did you get unassigned in all of my testing? I bet you did. Reassign worker. Oh, he's set to be a janitor. I don't want that. I want you to be a cashier. Okay, so I will leave him be while he does his thing and head over here. Ah, there he goes. Toggle open and close, and we should be expecting customers soonly. Look at this. A beautiful spring or summer day. Totally raining. Our first customer is Idris Padbury. She lives over at... oh my goodness, I forgot the name of my B&B. Over on the mainland. I can't remember the name of my own building. Anyway, the bed and breakfast over in the mainland where new people come in. This is set to be pretty low so that the Sims just automatically buy a ticket. Is this an added monetary income flow? Oh, here comes Nan. She is the wife of Boyd Kimmerly, who is upstairs. So what I wanted is I wanted Sims to eat more, and I had them kind of glomming over here, glomming away, buying things. And I wanted them to eat more, so that brings the Hungernator into effect. Let me show that to you now. Yes, it's raining inside the building. The Hungernator is a mod by Sim Wardrobe. Simwardrobe.com. And it, and once again, let me as always put it up in the description box here so you can see it. Simwardrobe.com. And it basically makes the customers on a business lot hungry. It does not affect the employees or members of the business owner's family or the business owner, just the customers. And you can set it from different levels of hungry. You can set it for set power level to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 10. I currently have mine set at 2, which I found to be just right. I tried it at higher ones like 7, 8, 9, 10, and that just made the Sims constantly eat. So now you can see Idris sitting here and eating. Now the fun thing about this, there's Kathy. When there's with I'm using a mod part of Macrotastics called Business Runs You, and basically what it does is it makes the Sims behave more intelligently in a business, the employees and the business owner. And check out that simulation lag. And so, for example, you see how Kathy's automatically cleaning up over there? That's part of Business Runs You. So she will automatically restock, being the second cashier here, where Boyd is, he'll stay stationary for the most part is what I'm trying to say, and Kathy will go around and restock. And then I have Giles set to, hey, yay, we're now rank 7. So I have Giles set to do sales. And that's why he's downstairs right now. I don't know where he is. Giles, where'd you go? Oh, here he comes. So the Historical Society items are very popular. And a lot of people have bought paintings already too, so when I go into their houses, I'm going to see a lot of paintings. There's Kathy coming in to restock. So let's go over here and pick a level for our new business perk. So what I've been working on with Giles is to get all of the wholesale line here, which I've done. He has Simply Influential, Perk Up, Motivational Speech, and Boundless Influence is what I'm going to take now. Your ability to amass influence is uncanny. You're a born leader, and when you gain influence by fulfilling ones, you'll get more than ever. Start giving orders, Chief. I like that because the influence system is really fun and can really add into your story. It's part of the University expansion pack, I believe. Oh, hey, Giles, it's time to feed the fish, too. Oh, did you go over there and look at the fish automatically? I didn't tell him to do that. Oh, that's cool. Feed the fish, Giles. Yay. Okay, so this is a little bit of how the business runs. People are in line to buy things. And there's not too much else to see. The Sims just come in, they buy things. And at this point, once I have the business running nice and smoothly, that's when I will take the owner. Like, for example, I might stop Giles from doing salesperson stuff. And I might have him stop and chat with a friend or an employee. I might have him go down to his office here and perhaps call someone into his office to have a little talk or chat, or perhaps do an elder council meeting or something of that nature. Let's close the business for customers now and set up a mock court. I'm going to toggle to open and close. And oh, by the way, you might be wondering what I'm clicking on every time I click over there. I'm clicking on the Business Runs You controller, which I will make visible for a minute here. This is what it looks like normally. And as you can see, in my opinion, that is ugly as sin. I don't know why anyone would want a hammer and not a hammer and sickle, whatever this is, a hook and hammer and flail. Tell me, you guys, tell me what this is. But anyway, this symbol that's widely known, and I don't know why I'd ever want this on the front of my building. So someone made an invisible recolor, which you can get at More Awesome Than You. But it's the hammer and sickle, it says right there. Hammer and sickle business controller. And I just keep it invisible. And I always put it at the same place on my businesses. So I just know it's there. And that's why I'm always clicking on what looks like nothing. Okay, so I'm going to close the business. Did I do that already? Yes, I did. So customers are going to go home, and then I'm going to show you how the court runs and how you get around things like people not wanting to go up and shop during court and stuff like that. Oh, don't complain. Just go down the stairs. Really? Bye, Nan. See you later. Nan works very hard. She has 4 kids? 5 kids? 6 kids. She actually has 6 kids now that I count. 2 of whom she had two girls, and then she and Giles decided to adopt 2 more. And then unbeknownst to them, they were also pregnant and they had twins. So they now have 6 kids. And that's why Boyd here is very, very happy to have a job. He is most excited. Now, I was looking at the once here, and I noticed, and it's now 12:04 p.m. And I don't know why I keep telling you the time, like I don't know. It's just part of my style. There you go. So I noticed that Giles wants to give Boyd an look at these wants, you guys. He wants to promote Boyd for 2,500 aspiration points. And he wants to fire Kathy. I don't know why he wants to fire Kathy. Oh, poor Kathy. But look, it's Kathy. I mean, how could you fire Kathy? Look at her. He's like, she makes me nervous. She wigs me out. I don't know what I can't stand her. Oh, look, she's still got her. Look, she's so diligent. Look at this Boyd that she's carrying around a clipboard. That says efficiency. That's Employee of the Month material, Boyd. Look at me with those creepy eyes of yours. Come on. Oh, look at his. Oh, his eyes are gorgeous when you get close. Woo, too close. Boyd, you cutie pie. I'm calling you Boyd. I meant Giles. You cutie pie. Okay, you know you're not going to get your want to fire Kathy, and that's flat. Your sim goddess has spoken. But he does want to promote Boyd. So let's go over to management and promote to manager. I don't ever have managers in my business. Just because I've never, all my businesses are so small. So for reasons I do not understand, it is not, it's not fulfilling this want. Let me tell you what to do if that ever happens to you. Trick number 22 from the Jessa Channel. Right to you. If a want does not, for some reason, you know, roll over and give you the aspiration points, hold down the shift key and then just click on the want. I think. Or is it right click? Nope. Watch me now show you and look wrong. I can't do it! Oh no! Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's not shift, it's control. Oh yeah, I knew it. Anyway, so that gave him the want. It fulfills the want. And you can now that's a cheat, you know. Oh, by the way, I do not know if that works if you do not have testing cheats enabled, which I have had enabled. It's constantly on for the last 5 years. So you might have to have testing cheats enabled on. And if whenever I show you a trick it doesn't work, try putting testing cheats enabled on and then try it again, especially if it's some sort of trick like that. Okay, so in the game without cheats, your employees have to keep their needs up, which can be very tiresome and annoying, and I don't really like it. A lot of times there's just the day is so short, I don't want to mess with all that stuff. I just want them to stay at their jobs. I'm a cruel task mistress. So I use the Please Yourself plant by Dolphin. It's at Mod The Sims. It's called Please Yourself 2 plant, and it actually might not be on Mod The Sims 2 anymore because I was looking for it and couldn't find it. I think she might have deleted it. I'm not sure, but go look. Anyway, it shows up here in the obviously in the plants subcategory. And what it does is it allows you to set a group of people. I'm going to unassign this for a minute. And then I'm going to assign to, you can assign it to a specific sim, to everyone, to just this room, this family, employees, or customers. For example, I could set the customers' hunger to always be in the red and they would always eat. I don't use this one because I found that it makes the customer's hunger too red and then they leave the lot. So that's why I use the Hungrinator, which allows me more fine tuning to how hungry I want to make my Sims when they come to a restaurant. Anyway, employees is what we want to choose here. And then I just set their motives over here. All motives to green. That went kind of quickly. All motives to green here. You can even set it up for a timer. Like, for example, if you want your toddlers to get tired at 7 o'clock, you don't have to fuss around with any kind of bars. You just set it up so that at 7 o'clock they get tired, and at, say, 5 a.m. they stop being tired, so that in a few hours they'll wake up naturally. That kind of thing, if you want to do that. I've done that before when I have toddlers who are driving me crazy. Okay, so now we have the business emptied out. I'm going to go over here and use this mod. Another one of my staples that I use. This is the only mod that I use that has worked consistently. It's by SimLogical over the years to stop Sims from going into areas I don't want them to go into. It's the SimLogical Security System by simlogical.net or .org, I think. Anyway, Google SimLogical, you'll find it. And I happen to know that site is still up because the modder, Inga, who does everything there, is very active in the community. In access, I'm going to go to no access, and I'm basically going to close this whole area off. No access. That means, and just so you know here, there has to be a door in order for this to work. So there's a door right here. Now, everything behind this door will no longer be of interest to the Sims. Now, let's take Kathy and Boyd and unassign them just going to make them unassigned so they're not trying to get at that cashier thing. And I'm going to make Kathy unassigned. And then just for fun, I'm going to also control this sim to make Kathy controllable. Now I have all three of them controllable. Now, let's head them on all downstairs. Sit. Sit. And sit. Now that I have them all set up to sit, and I've emptied out their queues, they should all come meandering down the stairs at their leisure and sit in those chairs. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to call our judge in. The quickest way to do that is... There's two ways to do it. We can do it the quick way or the story-oriented way. Let's do it the story-oriented way. I'm going to cancel Guile's sit command and have him go over here, and let's see if he can invite her over. I'm just pausing because I'm not sure if he has enough of a relationship with her, but let's find out. Yeah. Okay. So this is just the normal old way to do it. She may decline. We'll find out. Let's invite her over. Hey, baby. Come on over. We're doing court. Court is in session. It's always a pleasure to see you. I'll be right over. Great. Now, because this is a business, it's important when she arrives and she's not an employee. I had her set up as an employee, but I found she was superfluous. So I don't have to, I'm not going to worry about that anymore. Giles is sitting here. I'm going to have him move over and sit in courtroom. And you can see why I have the time slowed down. It's 1 o'clock now. So if I had it at regular speed, it'd be moving too quickly. And just because court's going on, I'm actually going to slow it down one more. Say to... say to 60%. Okay, so here comes Tasha. So it's important to grant free entry to her. Otherwise, she'll just walk away because she can't get past this Ticketron. So, did I do that already? I guess I did. So here comes Tasha. And then what I'm going to have Giles do, and here's how you put court in session, is go over here and click on the judge podium. Assign to judge. Offer to judge. Yeah, I want Shonda to judge. Assign to judge is, to me, it makes an employee of your business. Use this like any other OFB object, like the cashier, any other thing you can assign a sim to. I'm going to offer to judge. Is that what I want to do? I think that's what I want to do. So let's see. I think that'll make Tashonda the judge. Here she comes. Yep. The person who did these objects, English was not her first language, so sometimes you have to kind of understand, try to take a little guess of what she means. So Tashonda is the judge, and she will stand there and wait. Now, let's open up the business and bring in the rest of our audience. Toggle open and close. And I'm going to have Boyd take notes for this session by having him write. I'm going to have him write an article. So he'll get up in a moment and he's like, court is in session. So now here comes the first people to go to court. And just to make triple sure that they sit down the way I want them to, I'm going to quickly change the business type. I have it set for entertainment right now, meaning their fun need will be low. I want them to sit down and relax, meaning their comfort need will be low. So I'm going to change the business type. Now, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click Watch Judging. So he'll sit down. And we're waiting for court to start. And now that... so here, Hazel is our first witness. And just because she was the first person on the lot. And the second part of the our next person who's going to be judged, the person who's going to be tried, will be Chester, just because he's second. So we'll go over here and we click on Assign Witness. No, I'm sorry. Offer Witness. Hazel. And Hazel will come over here and she'll start witnessing. Hazel's ready to give her evidence. So I'm going to start witness evidence, and she will start giving her evidence, which will be just a short little speech she'll give. She'll say, well, it was a dark and stormy night. Yeah, and I remember. He looked guilty. Other people, as she does this, will automatically come in and start to listen to her. You see how Chester's doing that? I didn't tell him to do anything. He and Kathy are talking about who's guilty, even though he doesn't even know that he is the person who is guilty. We have some more people coming in to sit down. And as you can see, because I've set the business to relaxation, Sims don't have anything else really to do. They can go up and do the chessboards here. But because I purposely designed this, having done this before, so that this was on the first floor and nearest in location to the Ticketron, to encourage Sims to want to go in and sit down and look at these when court was in session. So keep that in mind when designing your building. Now, Hazel's given her witness, but I think that Idris has some witness to give as well too. So thank you very much, Hazel. You may step down. And the way you get her to step down is click Make Pause, which is a little confusing, but that's how you get her to leave. She'll walk away from there, and then Idris will come in and give her witness. Idris, get up and give your witness. Thank you. Idris is like, well, Judge, he is guilty. As guilty as they come. As guilty as they come. Start witness evidence to get her to start to give her evidence. And she goes, yes. Here's the thing. I think he's innocent. And you know why? Because he's carrying my love child. And sometimes Sims will get up there doing it like that. And the witness that they give is pretty short. I don't know why they're doing double chairs here, but I don't really care. Anyway, so Hazel's given her witness. We're going to make pause. And now we're going to judge Chester. Head over here and... How do I get Chester to be judged? Be judged, watch judging. Let's do watch judging. And I think what I'm going to do... Stop it, you guys! Musical chairs. Chester, I'm going to control you. And then I'm going to have you be judged. That's the quickest way to do it. Head on over there and take your licking. And then an animation will play. Very simple animation. Oh, here comes, just in time, Constable Jeremiah is here to take your butt to jail if you are guilty, brother. Oh, I have too much fun with this game. Anyway, let me show you how the animation works. So. Constable's ready to sit down and watch the situation unfold. And they will just argue back and forth with each other for a little while. And they'll just talk back and forth, and then I think at one point she yells at him. And they do a big thing of musical chairs, and that means I need to add more chairs. And here comes the gavel. She hits the gavel, and what's it say? Chester, you're free! You're found not guilty! And that's random. So it'll just say randomly, you're found not guilty or guilty. It's completely random. And that's basically how you do it. So now at this point, I can stop controlling him if I want to. Or let's say he had been guilty and it's time for him to pay out his sentence. There are 3 ways in which he could pay out his, well, actually, it's funny. We went out to run errands today, and on the way home, we were having a nice, lovely drive, and I was like, can you think of some really unique ideas to punish a sim? We were like, house arrest, but that's boring. So there are 3 ways that I know of right now that I've come up with to be able to punish my sims. One is you can send them to jail. There is a working jail in Acanthop, where Constable Jeremiah lives, actually. And, you know, it's a terrible time, a terrible place to do time in the pokey. The other thing would be to pay restitution, meaning pay a fine to Giles. And that is one way we can do that. And let me show you how we would do that. And I need to have this out anyway, so I'm glad I thought of it. It is, let me just remember where it's kept. Ah, here it is. It's called the Wallet Token Controller, which is a fancy name for a way to, the best way I've ever found to send money back and forth to Sims immediately. No matter what lot you're on, one Sim can take it from their household funds or bank account and give it to another Sim's household funds or bank account. So, you have this little plant here. The first thing we're going to do is change the model. It comes in a number of different models, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it's one of these 3. 7? Yep, that's the one. Lucky guess. That I tend to use the most often. But they're all just base game plant decoration models that you can choose from. You have, once you do that, the Sim that you want to pay or want to send money, you can send money to another Sim. You can check his account. Let's see what he has in his account, if anything. I'm momentarily forgetting Chester's name. And I'm not sure if Chester's even put any money in his account, so he might not have any. He doesn't. So the first thing to do is let's put some money in his account. Let's deposit 15, there. Okay, so now it says me here. And he has money 15 because we just put it in there. So at any time, this can be exchanged for simoleons. Now, because he has a bank account, we can see how much. And what I do is I'll often have Sims after they come home from work every day, put a little money in. Teenage Sims with jobs put money in. And it's really nice when you move a Sim into their own house and you can go into their bank account and pull out money that they have hard earned over their Sim lifetime. So then you can send money to another Sim. What I would probably do, just to make sure I was sending Sims his money from his household account, just to make sure, I would probably do this from his house. Would probably be the quickest way to do this. But in any case, using this little tree at his house, I would have him go home. The next time I was playing his lot, I might make a note that he needs to make restitution. And then, you know, whatever he made, he would send to Giles, and Giles would use it to do administration of the city. That kind of thing. And one more thing to tell you about that, actually. The person that he would actually send the money to, let's send 15. The person he would actually send the money to, let's see if the person's in here, is a Sim that I have whose name is Elder Council Sim. He's just a generic Sim who is sitting on a blank lot. I'm not seeing him right off the top of my head. He's not a Sim that I play at all. And I would send the money to him, and that's basically how I keep track of the money. And I don't want to spend too much time on that because it's a whole nother subject. But basically I have two dummy sims. One is the sim that holds the funds for the bank, and one is the sims that holds the fund for the city. So I would have Derek send this. I mean, I'd have Chester here send the money to that sim. That's basically it. Okay. So now that court has finished, let's close the business. And I'm going to oh, and you know what I should have done also? You can see here I should have turned off the Hungernator, but it's all right. I'm going to stop controlling him, and I'm going to send everybody home. After court, for example, is a great place for stories to come on. I might take Giles or Kathy and have them chat up with some other Sims. You know, see what stories come out of it. But for the purpose of this video, let's send those Sims home, and I'll show you really quickly how you run an Elder Council meeting. Okay, everybody, get out. Chester, you're not going to get away with that. We're keeping an eye on you. One by one, everybody takes off, and that leaves us with our 3 Sims, complete with Boyd still taking notes. We can also make pause here. And Tashonda can hang around, or we can tell her to bugger off or whatever. But in any case, so that we're now back to just our employees. Let's send our employees home. No, get back here. What do you want to do? That's what happens when you have free will on. I'm going to send all the employees home now. That's the quickest way I've ever found to do it. It's easier. And I'm going to have Giles go in and sit down right here. Time for the Elder Council to get busy. And Boyd will go home when his article is finished. And Giles sits and waits for the rest of his Elder Council members. It's now about coming up on 3:30 p.m. And Giles likes to get home before dusk. Night, Boyd. See you tomorrow. Say hi to the kids. And our Elder Council members are here. We've used our tokens to determine who we want to show up at the meeting. Click Start Meeting. And the meeting attendees show up. Just to make double sure. Yep, they both have guest passes, so I don't have to worry about that. And they're both automatically selected now. So I don't have to worry about controlling the sim or anything. And then I'll just put Aline here, and then Tasha gets stuck with secretary duty. Let the meeting come to order. And as usual, we start out with talking about the beautiful weather that's been going on today. So you might be thinking, well, okay, Jessa, this is going to be boring just watching these Sims talk. It all depends on how you look at it. It depends on what they start talking about, what they channel through talking about. They might start off talking about the weather as it is now, or you could imagine that, for example, Giles starts out with the fact that there has been a complaint that he received in a letter from the mailbox today, that one of the visitors to our lovely commons complained about the fact that rain was getting in underneath the roof and the roof needs to be fixed. You're like, wow, Jessa, either you have an amazing imagination or you really need to get a life, or both. You'd be right, but the point is, don't be literal with these. Don't be like, oh, they're talking about the weather now, and then they're talking, let's keep going, I'll show you. So Tasha's like, okay, I'll keep notes on that because there is some real cloudy weather that's coming up soon. And they might, not now, save game reminder. And then they pause for a while and they continue to talk about the same subject. But at any point, I can click on one of the Sims.
Huh?
So right now I have Tasha selected, and they're still discussing this. And I can click on click on the sim that I have selected and click on change topic. And then I can change it to health, just randomly. And in the next conversation cycle, she'll start to talk about health. Right there. Now they're talking about the fact that people have noticed that there isn't yet an eye clinic available in Acanthop, and that people have been having to take the ferry for an hour and a half to get to the mainland, and that they want perhaps better eye care services. Well, then that means that after the meeting is over, Giles here might call up Dr. Tanner and they might discuss just such a thing. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll talk about something else. But there's enough of these little icons that I have not had any trouble running, I've not run out of things that they could be talking about. And it's always interesting to tie in how they come up with this, Like, she was like, well, I went to kiss my boyfriend the other day and I couldn't see straight because I haven't had an eye exam in 4 years and I missed. Missed his lip, slid right off his cheek. So you see, it's just whatever you feel like it has to be. And you don't have to make the meeting long, or you could have them do other things, or you could use it as an opportunity for Giles to flirt with them, or the girls to gossip about him, or whatever whatever. And it's a great challenge to continue to think of what they could be talking about in their meetings. Now let's end the meeting. Pause this thing. She could be also think about adjectives as well too. She could be talking about magic. She could be talking about a new hat store where she wishes they sold pointy hats for Halloween. She could be talking about the upcoming masquerade party where you have to wear costumes. She could be talking about how something was just so amazing it was just wizard or something. She could be using slang. Start using your imagination. You can come up with all kinds of things. Okay, so let's end the meeting. When we end the meeting, the women will no longer be selected. Send the attendees home. And they end up talking about the budget at the tail end there. The women get up. Aline, did you just go to the bathroom in the chair? Did you see that green stink, you guys? Aline. You naughty girl. I think she just pee-peed in the chair. The meeting has come to an end. The women thank Giles for another excellent meeting. Tashonda says, I will see you later. Perhaps we'll have dinner this week. Giles grabs a book and sits down to take notes. He's an easygoing guy. He prefers to do it on the floor. And another day with the Elder Council is complete. Now, there's one last thing I wanted to show you guys. A little room that I've hidden away for the last episode that we have here at the Council Hall. Every political government, I think, needs a secret place to hide their important things. And up here, I've decided that this will be passed just from mayor to mayor. Not even the other members of the Elder Council will know about this secret room up here. And I imagine that up here is a, in the ceiling here. Let me put the ceiling on. So just in the ceiling right there, there's like a trap door that people just think goes up to a dusty old attic and no one ever pays attention to it. But when no one else is around in the council hall, Giles goes up and he makes sure that the economy that the economy of Acanthop is well greased. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Right, Giles? Hush, I'm busy making money. And there you have it, a secret room. If you have ideas for what each mayor, for what secrets each mayor of Acanthop could pass from one mayor to another. A room so secret, so sacred. Think of the Templars, you know. Oh, good. Giles is calling. Marco's calling. Marco is the local architect, and I can imagine that one of the Elder Council members went home and told Giles that they're talking about doing something about the roof across the way in the park, over here in the Commons. And Marco is already calling Giles to discuss the matter at length. So Giles has to pay the architect something, and so there you go. Here it is. It's been another day, another happy, awesome day in Acanthop Isle. So as I was saying, yes, give me some ideas of things that you think might be passed down, sacred information. I'm thinking, of course, some like sacred tomes of a place where there's secret stash of money, or some underground bunker, or maybe like hidden dirty secrets on the residence. I don't know, but let me know. Put your imagination to the task and let me know in the comments below. But for now, I want to thank you for joining me for a September full of Sims. And hopefully Acanthop Isle will be popping up here so we can say goodbye looking at Acanthop Isle. And I will tell you where we're going to be going in the next episode. We're going to be heading across the Ocean Way over to Lag City. This is what... Choo-choo train! This is what happens the first time I come out to the main hood and I haven't kind of twirled the camera around. Hi, choo-choo train. How are you? The Sims is like your own train set, except on the computer. All the little villages and stuff like that. Anyway, we are going to be heading over to Dr. Tanner's home here on the mainland, where perhaps... maybe some big news might be coming in the next episode. We'll see how things go. But for now, I want to thank you so much for joining me for September Full of Sims. If you liked what you saw, Acanthop Isle, it's so awesome. If you liked what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved what you saw, join the party, the ever-growing party, and subscribe. I love how the trees are reflected in the ocean water. That is so cool. Anyway, I guess there's nothing else left to say except thanks so much for watching. Get every new Jessa Channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.